Future retirees. Are you dreaming of palm-fringed beaches, affordable healthcare, and a laid-back lifestyle for your golden years? Well, you're in luck because today, we're counting down the top 10 countries for a comfortable retirement. Whether you're looking to stretch your retirement savings or simply want to soak up the sun in a new locale, we've got you covered. So sit back, relax, and let's explore the best places to kick back and enjoy your retirement in style. Number 10. Denmark. If you're considering retiring in Denmark, you might just be onto something truly special. With Danes consistently ranking among the world's happiest people, there's a lot to love about life in this Nordic paradise. First off, let's talk about the quality of life. Denmark boasts a generous social safety net that ensures its citizens and residents have access to excellent healthcare and social services. With a universal and decentralized healthcare system funded by tax revenues, you can rest assured that you'll receive top-notch medical care when needed. Plus, Denmark's healthcare system covers foreign nationals who stay in the country for over 3 months, so you won't have to worry about being left without coverage. And let's not forget about the cost of living. While Denmark is generally more expensive than the US, especially when it comes to consumer prices, housing costs can be surprisingly affordable. Renting a one-bedroom apartment in a city center is significantly cheaper in Denmark compared to the United States, with savings of up to 36%. And if you're looking for a bit more space, a 3-bedroom rental will still save you around 34% compared to the US. Now, let's talk visas. If you're planning to stay in Denmark for more than 3 months, you'll need to obtain a long-term visa. While Denmark doesn't offer a specific retirement visa, options like the worker or partner visa are available. If you're married to or in a long-term partnership with a Danish citizen, they can sponsor your visa, making the process relatively straightforward. Of course, taxes are a consideration too. If you earn income from Denmark sources, you'll be subject to Danish taxes, which can range from 8% to 56% depending on your income level. Additionally, Denmark has a value-added tax of up to 25% on items, and capital gains taxes on investments can range from 27% to 42%. American citizens will also need to file expatriate tax returns annually, so it's essential to work closely with a financial professional to navigate the tax implications. Number 9. Greece. If you've been daydreaming about retiring on a picturesque sunny island with delectable food and a vibrant local culture, Greece might just be the place for you. Picture yourself soaking up the hot summers and mild winters, whether you're living in the bustling metropolis of Athens or nestled in a charming town on Santorini. With centuries of rich history, awe-inspiring architecture, and mouth-watering cuisine, Greece offers a retirement experience unlike any other. But before you start packing your bags, let's talk numbers. According to Numio.com, a reliable source for cost of living data, Greece boasts a cost of living nearly 23% lower than that of the United States. This includes essentials like rent, meals, healthcare, transportation, and more. Imagine paying less than $500 a month for a cozy one-bedroom apartment in the heart of Athens, compared to the hefty average of nearly $3,100 in New York City. Now, let's dive into the logistics. The documents you'll need to live in Greece depend on your specific circumstances. If you plan to work before retiring, you'll want to secure a work permit. However, if Greece is purely for retirement bliss, you'll need a residence permit. Good news for U.S. residents, you can visit Greece visa-free for up to 90 days. But what if you want to stay longer? If Greece is calling you for more than a brief vacation, you'll need to apply for a visa. And if you're a citizen of one of the EU's member states, you can skip the visa hassle altogether. Now, onto the nitty-gritty of residence permits. You'll need your passport, proof of continuous medical insurance, and either a regular income of at least €2,000 per month or €24,000 in the bank. And remember, medical insurance is a must, but you can adjust your coverage once you're a resident. Speaking of healthcare, Greece offers excellent services at a fraction of U.S. prices. While you won't qualify for universal healthcare unless you're a citizen, private insurance options abound. Just ensure you live near a hospital for optimal care. Taxes are inevitable, even in retirement paradise. You'll still owe taxes in the U.S., and Greece may levy taxes on your income. However, a flat 7% rate on retirement income for foreigners who make Greece their tax residency could sweeten the deal. But what about the economy? Greece has faced its share of challenges, but retirees typically fare well. Just be mindful if employment is in your retirement plan. In the end, Greece offers an idyllic retirement at a fraction of the cost. With delicious cuisine, rich culture, and sunny weather, it's a dream come true. Just brace yourself for the paperwork. Getting that residence permit may take some time. But once you're settled in your cozy Greek abode, you'll wonder why you didn't make the leap sooner. Number 8. Italy. Certainly, let's delve into the details of retiring in Italy. Italy isn't just a dream vacation spot, it's also an enticing option for retirement. Imagine indulging in delicious food, exploring stunning towns, and enjoying mild weather. It's retirement paradise. Cost of living and rent are major draws, significantly lower than in the US. At present, an individual might require approximately $35,000 annually, while a married couple might need around $42,920. Regarding visas, short visits don't require one, but settling down permanently necessitates an Italian elective residence visa. Although there's no set minimum, financial stability must be demonstrated. Housing costs are notably cheaper. Average rents are nearly 55.3% lower than in the US. For instance, a one-bedroom in the city center might cost around $718 a month, while outside the city, it could be as low as $561. Taxes are a consideration, but not overly burdensome. Italy's foreign income tax rates are modest, with a convenient 7% flat tax on foreign pensions. However, navigating both US and Italian tax regulations might require professional assistance. Healthcare is excellent, ranked second best globally by the WHO. Residents can access Italian nationalized healthcare, with English-speaking doctors readily available in major cities like Rome. Safety is also commendable, with Italy ranking 32nd on the Global Peace Index. In summary, retiring in Italy presents a dreamlike opportunity. While there are administrative steps to navigate, with proper planning and paperwork, you could soon be living la dolce vita. Number 7. Sweden. Have you ever dreamed of retiring in a picturesque country with stunning landscapes and a rich cultural heritage? Well, look no further than Sweden, the 7th country on our list of top retirement destinations. With its breathtaking archipelagos, historic cities, and pristine forests, Sweden offers retirees an unparalleled quality of life. Let's talk numbers. According to August 2023 data from Numbeo, Sweden boasts a cost of living roughly 33% lower than that of the United States. Surprisingly, housing expenses are not the main culprit for this disparity. It's the higher prices of groceries and transportation, including gasoline. However, fear not, as your housing dollars will stretch further in Sweden than in the US. For instance, the average rent for a one-bedroom apartment in Sweden is a whopping 56.8% lower than in the US. Imagine paying just $897 per month for a city center apartment compared to the $1,836 you'd shell out stateside. But what about visas, you ask? Americans planning to retire in Sweden will need a Schengen visa, which can be obtained from a Swedish consulate or embassy in the US. Be prepared to bring along your valid passport, financial disclosures, and a passport photo. Additionally, you'll undergo a residence permit interview in Washington, D.C. The processing time for a Swedish residence visa varies, so it's advisable to hold off on booking that one-way ticket until your permit is approved. Now, let's talk health. Sweden boasts one of the healthiest senior populations globally, thanks to a culture that promotes outdoor activities year-round. From walking and biking to skiing and skating, Swedes embrace an active lifestyle. Plus, with a top-notch healthcare system that emphasizes preventive care, residents can rest assured knowing their well-being is in good hands. All Swedish residents have access to public healthcare, funded by taxpayers who contribute around 10% of the country's GDP to healthcare investments. But what about taxes, you wonder? Yes, taxes in Sweden are notoriously high, primarily targeting consumption rather than corporate earnings. However, this hefty tax burden supports a robust public healthcare system and other social benefits. Expats may find relief through tax treaties and exemptions, but navigating the complex tax codes requires professional assistance. Now, let's address safety concerns. Sweden is widely regarded as a safe country, with crime rates below the U.S. national average. However, as with any destination, travelers should exercise caution, particularly against theft. Emergency medical care is readily available throughout the country, ensuring peace of mind for residents and visitors alike. Sweden offers retirees a blend of natural beauty, cultural richness, and safety. With excellent healthcare, affordable living costs, and a vibrant outdoor lifestyle, it's no wonder Sweden ranks among the top retirement destinations. Number 6. Canada. Imagine this scenario. You're getting ready to retire, And while a lot of folks are picturing themselves lounging on sunny beaches down south, you're considering heading north to Canada. And why not? Canada offers a plethora of benefits like universal healthcare and housing that won't drain your savings. Plus, if you've got family and friends in the US, you can stay connected while living the expat life. Now, before you start packing your bags, let's talk logistics. Planning ahead is crucial, so it's wise to enlist the help of a financial advisor to develop a solid retirement plan. After all, you'll want to make sure your finances are in order for your Canadian adventure. Thinking about spending part of your retirement in Canada? No problem. You can apply for a tourist or family visa, which allows you to stay in the country for up to 6 months per year. That gives you plenty of time to explore and even purchase property or set up a bank account. Just remember, as a U.S. resident, you'll still be subject to U.S. taxes. But if you're considering a longer stay, Canada has options for that too. If you have family in Canada, they can sponsor you for a super visa, which grants you a stay of up to 2 years. Keep in mind, though, this visa doesn't provide access to Canada's universal healthcare system. Let's talk numbers. Rent prices in Canada vary depending on the city. On average, you're looking at about $1,114 for a one-bedroom apartment in the city center and close to $1,800 for a three-bedroom. Cities like Toronto and Vancouver tend to have higher costs of living. And when it comes to day-to-day expenses, Canada can be a bit pricier than the US. Food, gas, and sales tax all add up, so be prepared for that. Now, onto healthcare. Canada offers universal coverage, but it's not entirely free. Taxes contribute to the system, and while emergency services are available to everyone, you may have to pay for visits to walk-in clinics. Speaking of taxes, Canada has its own tax structure. Income tax rates range from 15% for incomes up to $50,197 Canadian dollars to 33% for incomes over $221,708 Canadian dollars. Provinces also have their own taxes, and don't forget about employment insurance and contributions to the Canadian pension plan. Before you make any big decisions, take a good look at your situation. Consider job opportunities, benefits, and family ties. Retiring in Canada might sound like a dream, but make sure it aligns with your financial and personal goals before you make the move. Number 5. Spain. Let's dive into the exciting world of retiring in Spain, number 5 on our list of considerations for retirement abroad. A country that beckons with its diverse offerings, from sunny beaches to majestic mountains. But before you start crafting your retirement vision board, let's pause and examine the nitty-gritty of making Spain your golden years sanctuary. First off, let's talk numbers. You can live comfortably in Spain on about $25,000 a year, which breaks down to approximately $2,083 per month. Of course, if you're a savvy saver or prefer a more minimalist lifestyle, $20,000 a year could suffice. Spain's low property taxes are a boon for retirees, and while you may need to file a Spanish income tax return under certain circumstances, a tax treaty with the U.S. helps you avoid double taxation. Now, let's tackle housing costs. Renting a one-bedroom apartment in Spain, especially outside of city centers, can be significantly cheaper compared to the U.S. In fact, you could pay less than half for a city center apartment in Spain compared to the States. For example, in Madrid, you could pay under $1,020 for a one-bedroom in the city center, while in New York, you might shell out over $3,900 for the same. A smaller city like a Coruña offers even more affordable options, with rents for a one-bedroom averaging under $650 in the city center. Healthcare is another important consideration. Spain's public healthcare system is comprehensive and accessible to residents, including expat retirees who contribute to Social Security or hold a state pension. Private healthcare is also available for those who prefer it, with costs around $200 a month for full coverage. Now, let's talk visas. A long-stay visa allows you to live full-time in Spain, while a residence visa is ideal for retirees who don't plan to work. You'll need to demonstrate financial stability, typically requiring around $2,500 per month plus $532 per dependent. Lastly, immerse yourself in the vibrant Spanish culture by learning the language. It'll enrich your retirement experience and help you connect with your new community. So, whether you're dreaming of strolling along the Mediterranean coast or exploring quaint mountain villages, retiring in Spain offers a myriad of possibilities. Just be sure to dot your I's and cross your T's when it comes to residency and taxes, and start brushing up on your Spanish for the ultimate retirement adventure. Number 4. New Zealand. If you're pondering the next step in your retirement journey and the idea of living abroad entices you, let's take a closer look at New Zealand as a potential destination. Picture this, a country boasting a diverse range of landscapes, offering everything from serene beaches to majestic mountains. Whether you're an avid swimmer, a hiking enthusiast, or simply love exploring the great outdoors, New Zealand promises an endless array of leisure activities to indulge in. And here's the cherry on top. If English is your native tongue, fret not, as there's no need to grapple with learning a new language to settle comfortably in this picturesque land. But let's address the cost of living. According to Numbeo, a trusted source for global cost of living data, living expenses in New Zealand are nearly 9% higher than those in the US. However, there's a silver lining when it comes to housing costs, with rent averaging about 15.64% lower than in the States. Despite this, maintaining a comfortable lifestyle in New Zealand may require more than just relying on your average Social Security benefit, which hovers around $1,540 per month. It's essential to note that non-residents may also find themselves liable for income tax on pensions, adding to the financial considerations. Let's delve into the nitty-gritty of visa options for retirement in New Zealand. The country offers two main avenues, the Temporary Retirement Visitor Visa and the Parent Resident Retirement Visa, both of which allow you to include your partner in the application process. For the former, applicants must be at least 66 years old and maintain a minimum investment of $524,835 in New Zealand for 2 years. Additionally, proof of an annual income of at least about $41,987 is required, along with an additional $349,890 for living expenses. This visa grants a 2-year residency, during which you are prohibited from working but can freely travel in and out of the country. On the flip side, the Parent Resident Retirement Visa presents a different set of criteria. In addition to demonstrating an adult child who is a New Zealand citizen or resident, applicants are required to meet higher financial thresholds. This includes a minimum annual income of 60,000 New Zealand dollars and an investment of 1 million New Zealand dollars over 4 years, with proof of 500,000 New Zealand dollars for living expenses. However, this visa permits working and studying without restrictions and paves the way for permanent residency after the initial 4-year investment period. Now, let's talk about healthcare. New Zealand offers a range of healthcare options, including public and private services. Residents enjoy subsidized or free care, funded through taxes, with individuals holding a residence class visa also eligible for these benefits. However, access to public healthcare requires registration with a general practitioner, and while many services are subsidized, some non-subsidized items may still incur costs. Private healthcare is available but may come with higher expenses. If you don't have an adult child in New Zealand, international health coverage might be a more suitable option. Despite its allure, it's crucial to consider whether the cost of living, visa requirements, and healthcare align with your financial goals before making the leap to retire in New Zealand. While the country's breathtaking scenery and effective handling of the COVID-19 pandemic are undeniable draws, ensuring that your retirement dreams align with the reality of New Zealand's financial landscape is paramount. Number 3. Australia. Picture this. You're considering retiring in the land down under, drawn in by its captivating nautical culture, breathtaking coastal areas, and modern amenities. But before you pack your bags, let's crunch some numbers and unravel the intricacies of life and retirement in Australia. First off, let's talk about the cost of living. According to Numbeo, a reliable source for pricing data, living expenses in Australia tend to be slightly higher than those in the United States. However, compared to major American cities like New York, places like Melbourne and Sydney offer a more affordable lifestyle. For instance, renting a one-bedroom apartment in the heart of Melbourne will set you back around $1,177 per month, a significant 165% less than the cost of a similar apartment in New York City. But it's not just housing costs you need to factor in. Everyday expenses like gasoline and dining out also play a role. Down under, you'll be paying approximately $4.35 per gallon for gas, and a meal for two at a mid-range restaurant might tally up to about $74. Additionally, monthly utilities for an average-sized apartment are around $159, making it essential to budget accordingly. Now, let's talk healthcare, a crucial consideration for retirees. Australia's healthcare system, anchored by Medicare, has garnered a reputation for providing accessible and high-quality healthcare services. Since its inception in 1984, Medicare has been the cornerstone of universal healthcare in Australia, covering medical services, public hospitals, and prescription medicines. However, for American retirees, accessing Medicare requires obtaining permanent residency in Australia. Alternatively, private health insurance offers comprehensive coverage for services like dental and vision care. So, you've decided to make Australia your retirement destination. What's next? The Investor Retirement Visa caters specifically to self-funded retirees, granting a 4-year stay in Australia with the option for renewal. And if you're considering homeownership, you'll find that about 2/3 of Australians own their homes, with real estate prices varying depending on location. For instance, in the bustling city centre of Sydney, you can expect to pay around $1,090 per square foot for an apartment, whereas the suburbs offer a more affordable option at approximately $695 per square foot. Now, let's address the tax implications of retiring in Australia. Income tax rates start at 32.5% for earnings below 90,000 Australian dollars, approximately 66,000 US dollars, with additional taxes potentially applicable to property ownership and other investments. Consulting with a tax professional specializing in foreign taxes is advisable to navigate the intricacies of Australia's tax system and minimize your tax burden. As you contemplate your retirement plans, remember that moving to a new country comes with its set of challenges. In conclusion, retiring in Australia offers a blend of natural beauty, modern comforts, and accessible healthcare. By carefully considering the numbers and seeking expert guidance, you can turn your retirement dreams into a reality down under. Let's talk number 2, Portugal. Imagine your retirement in Europe, specifically in Portugal. It's not just a dream, it could be your reality. Portugal offers an enticing blend of affordability and charm that's hard to resist. From the sun-kissed beaches of the Algarve to the historic streets of Lisbon, there's so much to explore and enjoy. Let's talk numbers. Living in Portugal is significantly cheaper than in the United States. Expenses, excluding rent, are nearly 29% lower on average. With an average Social Security benefit of $1,400, you could comfortably settle in a cozy city. But if you're eyeing the vibrant lifestyle of Lisbon, you might want to budget around $2,000 a month for a more luxurious experience. Housing costs are quite reasonable too. You can find a one-bedroom apartment in the heart of Lisbon for $1,000 or less. And if you're open to exploring further from the city center or embracing rural living, you could save even more. Purchasing property might also be a smart move, with mortgage payments potentially matching or even surpassing rental costs. Now, let's talk about residency. It's relatively straightforward, especially for U.S. citizens. You'll need to visit a consulate, fill out an application, and provide necessary documents like your passport and proof of income. Once approved, you'll get a temporary residence permit valid for 5 years, with the option to apply for permanent residency later on. But if you're looking to speed up the process, Portugal's Golden Visa program might be for you. This program offers residency through various investments, including real estate purchases or significant financial transfers. Just stay informed about any recent restrictions that might affect your eligibility. Healthcare is another crucial consideration. While free healthcare is available to citizens and EU residents, you'll need private health insurance for residency. The good news? Portuguese insurance plans are much more affordable, starting at just €4 per month for individuals under 55. And let's not forget about taxes. Portugal's non-habitual residence, NHR, status provides a generous tax exemption for qualifying individuals for 10 years. This covers various income streams like pensions and investments, potentially saving you a significant amount of money. In essence, Portugal offers an attractive retirement destination with its European charm, affordability, and tax benefits. While the residency process may require some paperwork and patience, the opportunity to spend your golden years in Portugal's beautiful landscapes and lively communities makes it all worthwhile. Number 1. Switzerland. All right, let's dive into the details about retiring in Switzerland. It's not just about the picturesque landscapes and quality of life. There's a whole financial and bureaucratic landscape to navigate. First things first, let's talk money. Switzerland isn't exactly known for being budget-friendly. In fact, it's consistently ranked as one of the most expensive countries globally. We're talking about major cities like Geneva and Zurich giving New York City a run for its money. To put it into perspective, you're looking at needing over $3,500 per month as a single person just to live comfortably. And if you're part of a couple eyeing that urban lifestyle, brace yourselves for a monthly bill of $4,000 or more, covering rent, utilities, groceries, and healthcare. Now, onto the paperwork. If you're planning to stick around in Switzerland beyond the typical 90-day tourist visa, you'll need to get your hands on a Type D visa for long-term residency. For folks from the US, that means a trip to the Swiss consulate. But hold on, it's not just a matter of showing up and asking nicely. You'll need to prove you've got your financial ducks in a row, with stable income and health insurance coverage, plus a convincing connection to Switzerland, whether it's family ties or frequent visits. And let's not forget about taxes. Switzerland's reputation as a tax haven isn't unfounded, with the highest income tax bracket clocking in at a modest 17%. But here's the catch, your pension income is fair game for taxation. So, while you may not be pulling in a hefty salary anymore, you'll have the pleasure of choosing between monthly deductions or a lump sum tax payment upon arrival, depending on where you decide to settle down. Healthcare is another fun topic. It's mandatory for all Swiss residents to have health and accident insurance, which grants you access to their top-notch healthcare system. Prices vary depending on where you live and your individual health situation, but it's a non-negotiable expense if you want to call Switzerland home. Now, let's talk strategy. Saving for retirement isn't exactly a walk in the park, especially when you're eyeing a Swiss retirement. You'll need to crunch some serious numbers, factor in social security benefits, pension income, retirement accounts, investments, you name it. And don't even get me started on compound interest. The sooner you start sucking away those savings, the better off you'll be in the long run. So, there you have it, retiring in Switzerland in all its glory. It's a dream destination for many, but it comes with its fair share of challenges. With careful planning, financial savvy, and maybe a touch of Swiss chocolate for good measure, you just might find yourself living the high life in the heart of Europe.